Hi, I'm Lynelle Gamage, and I live in Portland, Oregon, and I'm a first grade teacher. All right, so the 2009-2010 school year was so challenging in every way for me that every single day on the drive home from school, I thought about what else I can do besides be a teacher. I was just so ready to leave the profession. Um, I did get a job in a different district by the end of the year. So once the school year ended, my partner encouraged me to write this scene to just kind of document some of the many experiences that I'd gone through, and so that we could start seeing the humor in it. So there's me. I was reading a book about women's suffrage saying in the 1870s, women couldn't own property. Their husbands owned everything. And all of a sudden, kids go, "Are you married?" Which they'd asked me before, and I'd always dodge the question. So I took a deep breath and I said, I have a partner, and her name's Sarah. And if I could get married, I would marry Sarah. Fortunately, a girl stepped up and goes, "That's not a bad word. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just how people are." And so I said, "That's right. That's how I am, and I'm proud of who I am." So I knew I should go tell my principal in case there were any complaints. So after school, I approached her and told her about the conversation. And my principal said, "Well, you didn't do anything wrong, but it's important to keep things appropriate and not talk about sex in second grade." Then 2 weeks later, we were having a class meeting, and one of my kids had a major disruption, so I had to get up to call the office. And when I was coming back to the circle, kids were yelling at each other across the circle. This is like our community problem-solving circle, and they're yelling, "You're gay! No, you're a lesbian!" So I come back and I'm like, you guys, that really hurts my feelings when you use those words in a negative way because I'm gay. It's not cool to say those words as an insult, which I thought they already knew I was gay because of the conversation that we'd had before, but I guess because I hadn't said I'm gay before and they thought gay was just this horrible thing, like you're a two-headed monster, they all were like, and like freaked out. One kid like ran as far away from me as he could, like I was a leper or something. Of course, there was the girl who was like, "That's not nice. You need to apologize to Ms. Gamage." When talking to my principal, I said, "Well, how do you think I should have responded when the kids were calling each other gay and lesbian?" And she said, "Well, you should just say, we don't use those words in school. Those are bad words." And I said, "I don't think gay and lesbian are bad words. Those are descriptive words. And saying that those are bad words gives them more power to hurt people." So she said, "Well, we need to have an official meeting about this." So I called in my union and asked them for support. And they were awesome. The union rep at my school contacted the head of unions for all of East Multnomah County, and this woman came to our meeting with the principal with her like power suit and her briefcase and like knowing the law, and she totally stuck up for me. And once we did that, my principal backed down, and I actually never heard about this again. After I came out to my class, they never called each other gay or lesbian again. I never heard a single other homophobic comment from the kids. So I did feel like me coming out to the class was really effective and had really helped. So in the last week of school, I felt like, okay, it's the last week. I really want my partner Sarah to come in. She's been hearing about these kids all year. She's been wanting to volunteer, and I just kind of felt scared of having her come in. And it was really funny because she heard kids saying things like, "Well, Sarah has short hair," and so they were like, "Are you Miss Gamage's son?" And Sarah was like, "No, I'm not a boy." "Really?" "Do you live with Miss G?" "Yes." "And the dog who rolls in fish?" "Yep." And so then I wrote, "Someday I know my kids will look back and realize that lesbians are nice people who help them with art projects, have silly dogs, and bring them honey sticks to snack on."